Hello, you. How are ya?
I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. It's so good to
So
see you.
good to see you too.
I wish we could see each other in person.
Right? I know
Yeah.
it's been much too long.
One of these days we'll be able to record together.
That's always a lot of fun. Remember the last time
Yeah.
we did it? I think we
It was
were
Steve.
Steve. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
long
that was
time
really
ago.
fun.
Yeah.
Well, next week I'm actually going to be from a different location
Oh,
recording.
where are you going to
Yes.
be?
I'm going to be at our cabin, and I'm
Oh,
just going to bring the whole setup so that I can be there and relax and not have to, you know, we're recording two podcasts that day. So I don't want to be, sitting here at home recording and then dashing off to the cabin. So I'm going to go the day before and get everything all nicely set up. And
nice. It gives you an
yeah,
extra day in enjoying the
yeah,
cabin.
yeah.
Oh,
I just need the peace and the ocean waves
yeah.
outside, and the dogs
You,
love to be there. So.
I was going to ask, are you bringing the pups?
Yeah, I am going to bring them. I hope that they're going to be relaxed and not, get too hyper or want to be out running on the rocks and go into the water all the time. I'm bringing a temporary fence so that I can kind of let them be outside without being afraid of losing them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, my sister's coming. We're going to have a few days of just being together and chilling, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to
Nice.
it. So hopefully there's no issues with the Wi-Fi, but it should be fine. So
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be nice. It will
Oh,
not be
very
this
good.
background next time you see me.
Oh, well, looking forward to seeing your new background for
Yes,
next week.
me
So,
too. Me too.
yeah, awesome.
So who do we have to talk to today?
We actually are bringing back one of our guests that we spoke to early on in our baking scraps
Very early.
era.
Yes. Yes.
And that is Niki Behjou, and you might remember her. She had just recently launched a cookbook called NikiBakes,
Yes.
which if you don't have it, you should look for it. It's actually
Hmm.
really amazing. I should have actually brought it with me.
Mine's behind me, but I'm wearing pajama bottoms and I don't want to stand up. Okay, I
Anyway,
will. I
Nikki,
will. I'll grab it. Hang on.
okay, perfect.
Uh,
Oh, you can't see your back. You can't see. Oh, you just saw like a little
there we
bit.
go.
There you go. Nikki Bakes, Nikki Bakes
Yes.
Kitchen, and it's such a beautiful cookbook. Um,
Beautiful book.
so we had the pleasure and honor of interviewing her when her book launched in North America back
Hmm.
a couple of years ago, and so she's been up to some really interesting stuff over the last little while. And
Look
yeah,
at
see,
that. Oh
so
my gosh.
beautiful.
I just love this book.
Yeah, Eat the Rainbow is like her book, right?
Hmm.
Like it's just so colorful, packed with flavors,
Yes.
cooking and baking as
Yep.
well, and a lot
Hmm.
of like Middle Eastern flavors, and so
Hmm.
mm,
I
so
know. So
so
good.
so good. But anyway, so we were chatting with her, getting a bit of a catch up on what she's been up to. She's been up to some really exciting stuff,
Hmm.
including opening up a bakery stall at
Yep.
some markets in over in the UK. So yeah, it'll be a nice catch up with her, and she's
Can't
always
wait.
such a huge supporter of ours. We're huge supporters of hers, huge fans. So
Huge fans.
hopefully you guys will enjoy this catch up conversation with
No,
her.
not a hopefully. Definitely you'll enjoy this catch up conversation with
For
Nikki.
sure.
Yes.
100%. Yes.
Enjoy.
Nikki, it is so awesome to see you again. Thanks for
Oh my,
joining us.
thank you for having me back on again. I am so excited for this. I can't even tell you. Love to
Oh,
see you both and to connect and catch up.
I know. It's been so long because you were one of our first guests.
Yeah, I
Yes.
remember.
You
And you
were
were just
also.
launching your cookbook.
Yes, I think it was 2023, I want to say. It was the end
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
2023. Yes, it was. Oh my gosh. Wow.
2024 is when we started.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
So you just
That's
launched your, yeah.
and
Yeah. What?
you and you have been one of our biggest supports through this whole entire thing. Like right from the beginning, you saw something in us, and that was like, oh, wow, really? Okay. And that
Yeah.
was encouraging for us to keep
100%.
going.
100%. 100%. Not just because of your positive and bubbly personalities, which really shines through. And that's like the first impressions that I got of both of you. But you both are so talented.
Oh,
My God, you are both so talented. I would implore anybody listening or watching this podcast to please have a follow of the baking scraps, but both of you individually. I mean, all of the flavors that you guys come up with every single week. I'm taking notes. I'm taking notes.
okay, you're gonna make
We
a
take notes from you.
yeah, we do. That's what I was gonna
Speaking
say.
of the flavor queen, holy, your stuff is incredible. And again, you know, since we talked last time, you've had so much other stuff going on. And so we'd really love to catch up. And yeah, I think we want to know, and I'm sure our viewers want to know as well, what have you been up to since that launch of the cookbook? And what are you doing now? Because you got some
Yes.
real cool, exciting stuff happening.
Yes, lots of things to update you on. And yeah, I mean, I'll start right from where we left each other. So yeah, I mean, we published a cookbook, and that was a very, very exciting time. Yeah, that was 2023 for me. But then when it came into being available in Canada and US, that was in early or springtime 2024.
Yeah.
And since then, it's been really exciting, really successful. I really never thought that I would ever get published. So to actually publish a cookbook after really wanting to do it for the best part of the past 10 plus years, and to actually have it physical, even now in 2026, I sometimes look at it and I just can't believe that it's actually my recipes in a book, and somebody out there is hopefully reading it and actually cooking from it and baking from it as well. So this is something that's very, very important to me.
Yes.
And then last year, I took a big, big jump in January 2025, and I opened my gluten-free baking stall.
That's
Amazing.
awesome. Oh man, that's a
So
huge
thrilled.
jump. Like something to like a real risk sometimes to
Yeah.
take jumping into that.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a risk, and even now, as I'm speaking to you a year later of having established the stall, it's still a risk. You know, there's still so many unknowns. How it's going to take shape. So yeah, I mean, I've always had NikiBakes. For now, it's going into its 17th year. So my baking blog.
wow.
I know, 17 years.
That's
Incredible.
amazing.
It's just, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it really shows my age. But yeah, 17 years.
You have to stop because we're
Yes.
both older than you.
Yes.
I keep forgetting that because I think that I'm older than both of you. But 17 years. And the thing with the blog was that, especially in the beginning, it was always on the side, always in the sidelines, or even in the shadows, shall we say, because I always had a corporate job, and that was always taking the spotlight, because life, bills,
Yes.
etc. Having to that has to come into especially in my 20s, when I was really trying to find myself and find out where I fit into the world. And now being in my late 30s, it's very much, you know, I was saying it was coming to a point where I was saying, if not now, when? At the end of the day, it's just cake. It's not life or death. It either works or it doesn't. That's something I keep telling myself. It's cake. It's not that serious. It's cake. And yes, I'm very happy to obviously share what happened as well. Another reason why it kind of was a catalyst for me to open the stall is because I got married. And now I'm no longer married.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It happens.
Big year, like lots of stuff happening in a short amount of time for you.
Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, it's a year since that all happened. So, you know, I can look back now with a bit more clarity and space. But in many ways, I'm turning it into a positive thing, because I said to myself, well, things didn't turn out how I expected it or how I thought it would. So why don't I try and, you know, create something and put myself first for once? And that's why the baking stall came to fruition, because I said to myself, I think it will be a good idea to not only give back to my community, but also to really give NikiBakes a chance, and for that to be my main focus. And what happened was, in the beginning, obviously people didn't really know anything about me, but because I had the book as a central kind of location on at the front of the stall when you approached, because it was a fruit and veg market that I'm still at now every single Sunday. And what drew people was not only the colourful stall that I have, it's black with the the Pantone of NikiBakes, but the book was at the front, and you had lots of people doing double takes. They'd get their vegetables, and some of them wouldn't look. Obviously, they just go straight to their car. They knew what they wanted to do: get fruit and veg and go home. Some people would do a double take and say, "Oh, that's you! That's you in the book." I said, "That is me. I'm a published cookbook author. Come on down, try a sample.
Yes.
You might like it." And then after a couple of weeks, I had some customers saying, "So are you going to be here every week?" I said, "Yes, I'll be here every Sunday." Or will you come back next week? I really liked your brownies. Or another customer, "I have my son's birthday coming up. Will you be able to do his birthday cake in a couple of weeks' time?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, and yes to all of it." So in many ways it was a very healing, and it still is a very healing experience for me, because I was held accountable. People wanted me to come back, and I had a purpose bigger than myself and my problems. It was a way for me to not so dwell on myself and the breakdown that was happening with my past relationship. So I had a focus, and that was to show up for my customers every week, to not let them down when it came to birthday orders, anniversaries, christenings, weddings. You can't mess that up. If you make a commitment to that, you have to see it through, no matter what's happening in your personal life. So in many ways, it was a distraction, but it was also a healing journey. And to give a positivity or a positive experience to somebody for their celebration, it was beautiful. So something bigger than myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? You've had, you had from heartbreak to, something
Success.
so positive, and amidst your hurt, you were able to actually do something that was going to bring tremendous joy and happiness to other people in your community, your customers, that little boy who wanted that birthday cake,
Yeah.
and I think that's when you said it's only cake, we're not saving the world here, but in a way, it does actually it offers such a beautiful thing in moments of darkness, and I think that's the beauty of baking, and that joy that you bring when you're able to share those bakes with other people.
I didn't really think about it like that until now. No, thank you for that perspective.
I know, I was thinking that there's the two sides of the coin, right? Because when you say, okay, it's only cake, it's not life and death, meaning like don't kill yourself over it. Don't beat yourself up over it. Let's use a better phrase, turn of phrase there. Don't beat yourself up over it. But at the same time, then you look at the other side. It's only cake, you're not saving the world, but look at what you can actually bring to people and how much you can enrich someone else's life while also healing
100.
yourself.
Yeah.
100%.
Pretty amazing, actually.
Thank you. No, I mean, like I said, it was a pleasure. It really was a pleasure to see the smiles. It was all worth it. Obviously, and at the beginning as well, lots of learning lessons. Still lots of learning lessons. I mean, the store's only just recently celebrated its 1-year anniversary.
Yes, congrats.
So
Thank
good.
you so much. Thank you. We've got a lot of work to do there, so it's hopefully going to be a long road ahead. But in this year, I have learned so much about myself, so much about business and entrepreneurship, and also running your own show and really doing it. Because, as I said, I always had the blog as a side thing, or my book. That's something on the side alongside my corporate job, which I was doing up until January of last year.
Wow.
So I left all of that behind, and it was truly terrifying. Even now, because I don't know what nobody knows what the future holds. But I think when you're a small independent business, it's even more terrifying, especially with what's going on in the world. the
Yeah.
economic destabilization that we're going through, it really has a knock-on effect on purchasing power. And if customers
Mhm.
are willing to support, because at the end of the day, there are more pressing things that my customers need to focus on in terms of their personal lives. So cake is obviously a luxury that we all
Yes.
hope, thankfully, are allowed to have. But yeah, there's lots of kind of obstacles that I've had to go through. And yeah, so when I opened the stall, there are other opportunities to do markets in different areas. So like different, even in London as well, because I'm based in Surrey, just outside of London. So what I started to do is I started to do markets in different areas to expose myself to different villages and trying to kind of get some exposure that way, which was
Yeah.
fantastic. I went on different radio shows to kind of promote the stall as well.
Oh, that
So
must have been so fun.
it was really fun. It was, some of the questions that the hosts asked were a little bit unexpected, not in a bad way. It's just like, oh, I didn't really think or prepare for that question. And obviously being on the radio with all the speakers and all these little, like, you know, these the fine
Buttons and
tuned.
dials and
Yeah.
Yes, I was like, oh my god, they're asking me this question. I don't know this answer. I don't know this answer.
and it looks
Oh
like a
my
plane cockpit in here.
What was the weirdest question that you were asked, or the most challenging one that you were asked during the
I
radio
think
interviews?
they were asking me like, so one of the radio stations, they wanted to do a quick fire round of questions,
Okay.
which usually I'm okay with, but it was like really like choosing between like really bad food combinations, and whichever one you were going to choose, it's like, oh really, you'd go for that, with the other option is even worse. So sometimes they're putting you on the spot just a little bit, and it's like,
Mhm.
what do I choose? I have to choose something. I can't just not
Right.
answer the question.
Kind of
So
like, or
yeah,
this or that.
it is, yeah, but in a like a dry British sense of humor, where it's
Oh, we
like,
don't know how to do that.
No, no, we don't.
thank you so much.
Maybe we
That's
should
refreshing.
maybe
We
we
should,
should find out
we should
who these
practice.
radio stations are and listen into what they're asking people
I'll
and learn a few things.
after the show we'll talk.
Okay, so we need some training on that. So how does that, just bring me down, or explain a little bit to me how the bakery stall works, really. So you have it once a week, so you've like leased at a location,
Yeah,
or
so
okay.
I can tell you about it. So everything, yeah, it's really is a whole kind of production every week, week in, week out. So every Monday, for example, is my day to buy ingredients, stock, admin, all that kind of thing. And then on the Sunday, so every single Sunday, it's literally like 2 roads, thankfully, from where I'm living right now, where I pitch up. It's like a farmer's market. So there's a fruit and veg guy, and then there's me, which is great. But alongside that, sometimes there's other markets within the week that I have to get ready for. So
Mm.
it depends on Monday, like how much I'm going to buy ingredients wise. Sometimes it could be twice the amount, 3 times the amount, or if I have private orders, 5 times the amount.
Yeah.
So we have to have a lot of storage for all the eggs and
Yes.
flour, gluten-free flour. And then what happens is, after the ingredients are bought, then I start with my menu planning. So that's the Tuesday. So I kind of finalize what I want to bake and the quantity. Now this is where it gets interesting. I've really learned over the past year to fine tune that, because when I first started pitching, I was making like so many cupcakes, so many brownies. I was making almost hundreds. I was like, this isn't right. I'm getting the quantities wrong, because obviously I wasn't established and people didn't know about me. So I had to end up donating a lot to church, which is great. Donation,
Yes.
fantastic. But in terms of loss and profit, I was like, this isn't great. This something's
Can't
not
keep going this way.
Yeah,
yeah.
there's you have to find that happy medium in there.
And it took a lot of trial and error and a lot of batter, let me tell you. It's
Yeah.
because to find out, to fine tune the behavior of the customer during the month and during the season, it was really eye opening. So then after that, we head into Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and that's kind of when I'm starting with my baking and my prepping. So if I'm doing my cookies, I have to really, as you know, making cookie dough balls and freezing them at
Yes.
least for 48 hours, because no one likes a spready puddle mess of a cookie, as we know.
True.
So the prep really does take, I mean, when I explain this to somebody who may not be baking inclined, they really just kind of look at me like I'm mad, like a mad baking scientist, because they think, you're really dedicating so much time and prep just for one day or potentially two
Yeah.
markets a week. But what I say to them is, I really can't imagine doing anything else. I love doing what I'm doing.
That's
I,
so good.
for
Finding
me,
a
I mean, I spent the best part of my 20s and even in my early 30s behind a computer. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but when you've done it for so many years and you know what sets your soul on fire and what doesn't,
Yes.
madness
that's more
to like,
important.
right?
Yeah.
It's madness to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So this is
Yeah.
why I went out of my comfort zone and decided to do this. So then when it comes to Sunday, I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning because obviously have to get myself ready, have to get the bakes all cut up, perfectly proportioned into the boxes because everything is quite fresh. Because my baking store is strictly gluten free, and as you know, when there's an absence of non-gluten baked goods and oxygen don't go well. They don't like each other. They don't like each other.
Yes.
Oh, not for very long. Not for, they like each other for a very short period of time.
They tolerate each other
It's a love
for a short
love it and
period.
leave them kind of situation with
That's
gluten
right.
free.
It's yeah, especially in this country where it's very damp as well. That really doesn't help things. Things just go quite chaotic. So yeah, I make sure everything is freshly packed. And then we rock up at the destination in the farmers market at around 6 o'clock in the morning to get ready for a 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning start.
Wow.
And then we trade. Yeah, we have customers that come right at the crack of dawn because they either have families or they just want to go, they want to get in and get out, grab what they need.
Yeah.
They don't really want to do chit chat.
Before the rush.
Exactly. Because it gets, I would say, at around 8 o'clock, it's rammed. It's really busy. There are, especially for the fruit and veg stall, the queue is really long. We're talking like a queue of 10, 15 at least of people.
Wow.
And yeah, and there's 4 people working the till, and it's still busy. Because if you think about it, you don't tend to go to a farmer's market and just buy an apple. You're buying big quantities of things, fruits and vegetables, and he has such a lovely, fantastic, good quality, tasty range. So thankfully, what happens is after they finish at the fruit and veg store, they come to me for the sweet
Nice. To get the little treat for their Sunday.
Exactly.
Nice.
And obviously on Sundays, as you know, we Brits are known for having and enjoying our Sunday roast. And after having Sunday roast, we like to have a little something sweet. So enter NikiBakes.
That's perfect.
Pick up their little something sweet. That's
You just
fantastic.
slot yourself right in there. That's so perfect.
Yeah, I slot myself in. Yeah, and then
amazing.
And that's it really. And then we pack up and we head back home again, and then the lovely washing of all the tongs and the boxes begin.
Yeah.
All the washing.
No, thank you.
Yay! After all that, after being up at 4 in the morning, you come home and wash dishes.
Have to.
And then get ready for the week ahead and do it all over again. That's incredible.
Now you say we. So do you have employees, or is this family members, or is this, a joint entrepreneurship, or what?
Or is it the royal we?
Or is it the royal we? Yes.
Yeah, it's literally me, myself, and I. Thankfully, I do.
All 3 of you.
Yeah, exactly. No, but I do obviously have my brother that always helps me, and my parents when they can. But obviously, in terms of the actual baking and the administration, it's all me, and selling is me. But that's okay. I can't expect to have employees in the first year of business.
No.
I don't think that would be right to like in terms of having a calculated kind of risk. I don't think that would be, unless I'm rich, then I could just get all the employees. But this is something that I kind of want to have longevity. I want this to kind of, I don't mind to play the slow game. I don't
Mhm.
mind for this to be slow and steady, because
Yeah.
this isn't just something that I woke up one day and said, oh yeah, it's a concept, let's try it. No, I want this really to be the beginning of some sort of legacy, not just for myself, but somebody
Yes.
else that maybe has the same vision or the same, and they want to do it. They want to do it, but they don't know how. They can use
Mm-hmm.
the model, maybe.
In a labor of love,
Yeah,
17 years in the making since you started, right?
yeah, absolutely,
So
absolutely, and wouldn't want it any other way.
did you say that you didn't quit your corporate job until last year
Yeah,
when you started up the stall?
that's right. Yeah, so I was literally working in a food marketing agency up until that point, and yeah, it really was a kind of moment, a spark, where I said, I can't do this anymore. And I think what happened in my personal life definitely combined. It made me really reassess everything. It
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Sure.
every single part of uh my existence, shall we say. I don't want to go too philosophical, but I really was questioning, who am
Yeah.
I? What am I
Hmm.
doing? Is this really what's making me want to get up in the morning? What's setting my soul on fire, so to speak? And it
Hmm.
was just coming to a point where I said, I just need to do something different, or I'm going to go crazy, or I'm going to do something stupid. And yeah, I had really, unfortunately, yes, I did have very dark thoughts during that time before the stall was coming to fruition in January. Because I think the breakdown of a relationship, especially a long-term relationship, where you really thought it was going to be the be all and end all of your future, and then for that
Hmm.
to just completely end
Yeah.
abruptly, because it did end really abruptly. So it then kind of seeped into other areas of my life. But
Hmm.
no, I mean, now a year, yeah, literally, because the store got up and running in February, March time. So looking back now, I'm so happy with the decision, and I'm learning every single day. It's really still a very baby venture that I've taken here.
Hmm.
So since then, it's been wonderful. I've gone into different areas, different markets, and a lot of people have positively received the fact that it's a gluten-free stall, because
Hmm.
here in the UK there really is more of an awareness, I would say, positive awareness in the past 5 years of kind of gluten-free product. I mean,
Hmm.
17 years ago when I went down that road and I was looking at gluten-free things, there was no such offerings of gluten free. It was very negatively stigmatized, like a
Hmm.
dark corner in a supermarket. Like that's where you can get your gluten free bread. It tastes like radioactive cardboard. It was awful.
If
So
you're lucky, it's tasting like that.
yeah. But now I'm not sure about in Canada, but there's like some really tasty gluten free products
Yeah.
now, and nice variation selection. Um, but I still think that in terms of cakes and bakes, there's a lot to be
Hmm.
desired for, and that's where I kind of got a
Definitely.
little
Mhm.
gap in the market to insert myself into. So a lot of people, they're kind of like pleasantly surprised, and they say
Hmm.
you can't even tell that it's gluten free. Like that's kind of my USP, if you like, that I'm baking without kind of shoving it in your face that it's gluten free. It
Hmm.
happens to be gluten free because I don't want it to um, come across as this is made just for gluten free people. It's made for
Right.
Exactly.
everybody. Does that make sense?
A hundred
Absolutely.
percent.
100%.
Yeah, because you will have the people that will be immediately when they see that it's gluten free, they'll be like, "Oh, that's going to be dry, and that's going to be
Yes.
hard, or that's going to be gummy,
Yes.
or that's, and you
Yeah.
want it to be available to the people who need it to be gluten free, and
Mm.
to assure them, yes, you can have this, but also not turn off the people who are going to jump to conclusions about what it's going to be like. And then
Yeah.
that's the highest praise when
Absolutely.
someone says, I wouldn't even know that it's gluten free. Then you're just
Yeah.
like, yes.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for,
Victory.
right? That's what I'm going for, because actually, when I first started, I was quite happy to say to every new customer, "Yeah, they're gluten free cakes and bakes." And I had one customer, I'll never forget her, when she came up to the store, and as soon as I said that, she said, "Oh no, no, I don't want fake cakes, no," and she just left the store.
Fake cakes.
Uh-huh.
It didn't even give me a chance to say, but no, she just left. I
Oh,
laugh about it now, but I got so upset at the time because I thought,
Yeah, I would too. I
you're
think I
like, you
would.
didn't even give it a chance.
I mean, you're giving out free samples, right?
I am, but I
Yeah,
think
taste it.
yeah, maybe this lady had a such a negative experience that it literally like scarred her for life.
Yeah. Well, I guess for every customer that you get like that, though, I think you probably have like a huge number of customers that are so thrilled to come across your stall because you are offering them something that they
Yeah.
don't get a huge opportunity to pick up somewhere else. And especially that home quality,
Mm.
the care and attention that you would take in
Hmm.
preparing all your bakes. Not to say that, processed bakes are bad. I'm just saying it's
Mm.
different. It's the same thing as if you're buying a cake in a grocery store versus buying it from somebody who handcrafts them,
Hmm.
There
right?
we go. That's
So
exactly right.
so
Yeah.
I think what a treat for them to be able to come across your beautiful stall and be able to enjoy not just one offering or maybe a couple of offerings, but you probably have like a nice assortment of different things that they can enjoy week after week.
Absolutely. I always like to keep it interesting,
Hmm.
but I do have core products, and these core products have even won awards. So
Ah,
my gluten-free brownies, they won Free From Food Awards, Christmas 2025 in Southeast England,
Amazing.
which I'm really, really, really,
congratulations.
thank you. So
That's
it's,
very exciting.
yeah, it's a badge of honor, 100%. And so that's a core product. Then I have my 24 carat cake. That's a core product. Banana bread. So basically, classic products that people and customers know I'm going to have every single week. Because there are some customers that they know what they want and they want
Hmm.
traditional bakes. But then alongside that, I always have kind of a wild card contemporary bake that maybe can apply or appeal to Gen Zs or the young
Hmm.
generation.
Yeah.
So I always have something like that. And then I have something where it's kind of seasonal. So something that's really important, especially in this country, we really, really pride ourselves on having seasonal produce.
Hmm.
So for example, in the summer, I'm very lucky. I have a very old plum tree, 150-year-old plum tree in my garden, and
Oh,
it gives
great.
me so many over 100 plums, 150 plums. So what do I do? Of course, I make plum cake, plum conserved jam with
Oh,
almonds and
nice.
frangipane. So
Mm.
I try to work with the season, and NikiBakes has always worked off that ethos actually to try and
Yes.
eat seasonal when you can, because it tastes better, it's
Hmm.
cheaper, and it's better for the environment. When you
Yeah.
think about air miles, so NikiBakes is very integral in that way. There's definitely some messaging there that I like to kind of slip in there. So seasonal where possible, local produce where possible. I mean, I'm very lucky because every Sunday where I pitch, next to the fruit and veg stall, I get my carrots for the carrot cake there. I
Amazing.
get all of my produce, like all the vegetables. Like if I do like a courgette cake, the courgettes are or zucchini, sorry,
Hmm. Yes, no.
it's all from there. So
That's
literally,
Yummy.
amazing. And I love how your core products are those, like when you talk about brownies and carrot cake and banana bread, those are all things that I think they're just comfort bakes,
Hmm.
right? For
yeah.
for a lot of people. They're like that classic, oh, I'm craving a little something sweet. Oh, I'd love a brownie, or I'd love some carrot cake, or I'd love, banana bread is they're
Yeah.
all like really huge favorites of people. And then
Hmm.
being able then to have, like you said, those little wild cards or the seasonal offerings, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
I think it gives people that opportunity to buy more than just their comfort bakes. Hopefully they're buying the banana bread and they're buying your seasonal cookie, or they're buying, your special whatever that you've brought to the table that day.
100%. I mean, what I've seen as well, especially after maybe if a customer comes to the store on a Sunday and then they keep coming back, what I tend to see is they start to become a bit adventurous. So not only do they buy the classic bake that I just mentioned from the core range, but they're like, oh, you've done something quite sexy this time. So, like, for example,
Mm.
like a Rocky Road, which has gold leaf on it, or it's particularly
Ooh.
icing with the salted caramel ooze. And I'm like,
Mm.
Mm.
it's wink. We say this as Brits, like, oh, it's winking at me. I'm gonna grab that.
I love
So,
that.
like, yeah, I try my best to do something that will hopefully allow the customer to not only buy something safe, but to take take a walk on the wild side or something like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
just try it. Exactly. Like just take that chance and enjoy something different that they might not have experienced ever before. Um, you know,
Exactly.
and that
But
might become their new favorite.
yes, and what I've
Mhm.
had as well is that sometimes what happens is they like the flavor of the seasonal bake, and then when it comes to a celebration or a milestone, they'll say, actually, I want a birthday cake in that flavor that you made that
Yeah.
week a month ago. So I have to go back and like rack my brain
Oh,
what I
shoot.
actually made, making sure really. So like,
Yes, I'm like, you better be keeping good
yeah, I'm like,
records.
what did I make? What did I make? And because they can't remember necessarily what the name is, it's like, oh, it's fruity. My God, it's fruity. I
It's
made like,
fruity. Thanks.
yeah, it's fruity and it's like sour and it's like fruity and sour. And I'm like, do you mean the strawberry shortcake? That's not. Oh, entirely. I'm like,
Yeah, well, that's the
sour,
other thing.
sour.
It's yeah, because it's about their perspective of what it
Mhm.
was. It might not be the same perspective, or they might not be able to articulate it in the same way, right? They're just remembering it was such a beautiful bite, and I want to have that memory. I want to, experience that loveliness again. But they're like, oh shoot, what was that? And I think we've all done that. I think we've all been guilty of like,
Yeah.
oh,
I
what was
think
that? That was really awesome.
we've done that on this show when I'm just like, oh, the thing that was
The thing.
and you're like,
Yes.
oh, the blah blah blah, and I'm like, thank goodness I
Absolutely.
have you.
Actually, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, 100. I think we've all been guilty of that. But I just think
100%.
in terms of
100%.
not letting the customer down and
Yes.
not losing the opportunity to be able to create that creation, I'm just like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And then yeah, thankfully I always find out what it is. But yeah,
Good.
I mean, so that in itself is really, really lovely to be able to have these offerings every week
Mhm.
that hopefully can delight the customers. But
Yes.
there's always, look, with every happy and positive interaction, there's always some customers that I have every week that also, they are very entertaining, very entertaining. So
Oh,
we
that's
have,
such a positive spin on it.
no, it's just hilarious. Like we have I have some customers, well, not customers obviously, because they it's like one hit wonders, shall we say. They come to the store, they have a look at the kind of selection that I have, and then they're like, oh, 350, is that for one? And I just think to myself, no, it's for the whole tray. Please take it. It's for the whole tray of 30 cake. It's £3.50 for the whole. Please take it. And because the thing is, it's kind of making me think, what am I supposed to say to that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because obviously they're trying to say 350 for like for one slice. You know,
Mhm.
it's like no.
Yeah.
But then I obviously have to just smile. It's all internal, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm not actually saying anything
Yeah.
to the customer. Like, yes, it is. It's for one slice. It's for one slice. And
Is
then
that
they're like, no, sorry, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Oh, no, don't continue your thought.
No, it's just, and then there's other ways of customers coming to the store and walking up and saying, "Oh no, I better not. I better not." And they always tap their bellies. It's like, I'm not forcing you to buy a cake.
They
I'm really
tap their
not forcing
bellies.
you.
And what are you supposed
So
to say? Oh yeah, no, I don't think you
yeah,
should.
most of the time, you know what? Most of the time I just say like, I smile. What
Yeah.
else can I do? I
Yeah.
smile. I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up to
I,
you.
I have an internal thought of what I want to say, but it's like,
What would you say? What would you say to them?
I
What's
mean,
your inside voice?
everything. My, I don't think I can. I don't want to swear on this panel,
It's
but
because you have it over and over and over again that
Yeah.
you get to the point where you're like, this is my internal reaction, right?
without fail, with every single market I have done in this past year, there's at least one or two customers that say, and I know it's not with any ill intent. It's
Mhm, of
just
course not.
because that piece of cake is not going to make you fat. It's the
Yeah,
lifestyle choices
exactly.
that you choose to make every single day consistently that may lead you to have poor life choices and leads you to be overweight. Having a piece of my cake is not going to make you fat. I want to put that on the record there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, are they think, and if they actually spent a couple of minutes just to speak to me, they'd know that A, I use raw cane sugar, or even coconut sugar. I don't actually necessarily use white refined sugar, but yes, all sugar is sugar at the end of the day. But when you're making something from home, as you know what's in it. You know the ingredients. They're often minimal ingredients, which is what I always like to swear by. Or I use almond flour in place of flour. So it really, and there's nutritional benefits, as we know, with almond flour, vitamin E, all the fantastic anti-inflammatory properties that almonds have. So even if they just spent a moment to like really speak and get the perspective of what you're actually going to be eating is not necessarily as demonized as you think it is.
Yes. And
well,
it's good that you use coconut sugar at times. Coconut sugar helps a lot with gluten-free baking. It's amazing, actually, the difference that it can make.
Flavor, the smell and the flavor, caramel.
Oh, yes, so wonderful. So tell us.
Oh,
sorry. No, you go ahead, Christina.
It's all good. It's
Far
all
be
good.
it from me to interrupt you.
No, I was just going to say, like, again, going back to one of your earlier points about, people and pricing and thinking, or making you feel like you've like overpriced your products. I suspect that would be a bit of a challenge as well. And I think probably a frustrating one, especially in these economic times. And I'm pretty sure the UK has not been spared from the high cost of baking ingredients over the last little while. Or pricing of all ingredients over the last little while. But like, how do you overcome that part? Like, do you have like a little spiel that you say to them if they're questioning, the value in the product that you have? And 350 for anything these days is actually
not bad.
Really,
really reasonable, FYI.
Absolutely. Thank you. Well, thank you for saying that. That really means a lot. And obviously, because both of you are in the business, you know exactly gram for gram what the pricing is. I mean, to put it into perspective here, in terms of chocolate, for example, 100 grams of chocolate. I remember this because I made a record of this because, I take, as you know, all content creators and bakers, we're taking photos of everything, right? I actually have evidence that chocolate, 100 grams or 200 grams, no, 200 grams of it was £1.10. It is now £1.69 in the space of a year. I've never seen such an increase of chocolate, especially chocolate. I mean, it's absolutely insane. So putting aside, we have the chocolate crisis in the world, as we know, with cocoa production and deforestation. Like, that is not a new issue, but it's actually the way I think the harvest has been it must be especially bad this past year because I've never seen such an increase so quickly in a short space of time. So you have chocolate, but then for me it's a bit more difficult because I'm not using regular gluten flour. I'm using gluten-free organic flour. So gluten, I mean, a kilo of flour, 1 kilo of flour here is about anywhere between 50 to 80p, let's say. But gluten-free flour is £2 per kilo.
Yeah.
It's double, if not a bit more than a double. So what does one do? Also, if anybody is listening to this or watching this podcast, please have a look at my channel, NikiBakes UK. You can actually see the portion sizes. I'm not giving a small portion. My cakes are generous, my brownies are generous, my cookies are generous. I'm not going to, because when I open the store, I always said to myself, I'm a customer. I'm going to go to the store. What do I want to see? I don't want to see pretentious, small, tiny cakes or Starbucks kind of. I'm sorry, Starbucks. I do love you. I actually do love you. But, like, at the same time, I don't want to see a same manufactured, same size, measly lemon drizzle slices. I don't want to see that. I want to see something that I'm happy to pay this price for. So I'm actually, when you have customers who come up to you and sometimes they actually say, do you do offers? And when a customer, I mean, I really want this to be heard for any business, small independent business, not just for baking. When a customer or when you ask a independent person or a business owner, do you do any offers? You're basically, in essence, asking us to pay ourselves less. Because if you go into a supermarket or a grocery store, go up to the cashier and say, you know what, I fancy a discount today, darling. Can you do me a discount?
Yeah.
Are they going to
they'll
Yeah.
You're not going to get that. Like if you go to like a Tesco or whatever, they're going to look at you and go, "Are you okay, my dear?"
So
You know?
what gives you the right to come to the store or even a little shop? I think sometimes
Mhm.
because it's a bakery store rather than brick and mortar bakery shop, I think
Mhm.
that's also another layer to it
Mhm.
that gives them the kind of authority, shall we say, to be like, oh, and because I'm a woman, let's just not beat around the bush. I'm a lone
Yeah.
woman standing there.
Mhm.
I actually do have a lot of the question of haggling. I get it
Yeah.
from men. They
Wow.
ask me, they do a little wink, some of them, and they're like, "Do you have any offers, darling?" I'm like, and then
For
I
this
just
thing that I
This is
shouldn't
this
have.
is when you go for you, and just for you, instead of 350, it's five.
all I do is I'm very polite, and I just say, I have like little place cards with the prices in a Perspex
Mhm.
stand. So whenever they do that, my default is just to bring up the place card and just be like, "This is my offer."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the time they
Good.
walk away. Sometimes they give me a dirty look. Sometimes they utter something. It's okay. It's fine.
Oh,
And they
You
walk
let it
away.
go, like water
I
off
think
off a duck's back.
yeah. And I think that's kind of like it's so weird that people do that. And I'm sorry that you deal with that. And there are so many bakers that do deal with that on a regular basis, which is really, really sad. But if it's beyond your budget, that's
Yeah.
okay. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
walk away. Just,
Yeah.
why do you have to say anything at all? Why do you have to make somebody feel horrible for what you've decided to price your products at? I mean, you
Yeah.
need to value your time. You
Mhm.
need to make sure that your expenses are covered. Your
Mhm.
time, your
Yeah.
time is not free. And I think that's the other part of it, right? It's not just the ingredient costs. It's the fact that you go out to pick up all the ingredients. They just don't
Yeah.
like show up at your doorstep,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the
I wish they
planning
did.
time and the
Yeah,
baking
no
time
kidding.
and well, do you know what I mean? Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Though, like there's all of this the admin stuff.
Yeah.
You have to put a value on your time when you're putting,
Right.
these bakes together. It's not just
Right.
your ingredient costs, right?
But I don't think the consumer would necessarily see that. I think, well,
Mhm.
they have pre-assumptions, don't they? Their preconceived notion is probably it's either made by somebody else. Sometimes they obviously, if it's just a first time customer, they probably don't even know that it's me. Maybe it's I'm just a worker, that it's not actually me who bakes.
Mhm.
Does that make
Fair.
sense? Because obviously we have lots of stores in this country around the world that the person doesn't own it; they're just
Yeah.
working for the employer. So you get that kind of misconception, if you like,
Yeah.
which is weird because, as I said, the cookbook is right there with my face on it, and you can't. I haven't changed that much in the
Maybe
cookbook.
maybe
It
you
still
need a
looks
name.
the same.
Maybe you need a little name tag that says Nikki.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, I've got my apron that says Nikki. Oh, it says NikiBakes. It doesn't say Nikki. Hmm.
Yeah.
You haven't have an apron that says, "I am
I'm
Nikki."
Nikki. Yes.
It's me,
Nikki, and then Baker. Like
Nikki, with
Nikki
an arrow
Baker.
pointing up to your face.
Whenever you say it's me, I'm sorry. I'm defaulting to the Taylor Swift song. It's me.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi,
I'm the
I'm the
problem.
problem. It's me.
But I'm not the problem. I'm not the problem. You're the problem. No, sorry.
I'm the owner. It's me.
Oh my god, that would be such a cool catchphrase. Oh my god,
Shall
I
we?
love
Shall we
that.
do a video together?
Okay.
We'll
You
be
and
your
your
backup dancers.
videos.
I I'm trying to put my face out there in front of people like she told me to.
Yes. But that's good. It's good. It's a good
It's
starting point.
her. Hi. Don't even look at me.
No! No, we have to revise this video
Oh,
after the call. We have to talk about this. No.
too hilarious. Too
All right.
hilarious. But
Tell
yeah.
tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. Tell me like what's the hardest part of doing this?
I think short term, still not getting a proper grasp on the outcome of the people that are going to be coming every week. I still don't have a handle on that because in this lovely country that we're in, it's raining almost all the time. I mean, fantastically, the sun is shining on my face. So I'm so grateful for that, especially for recording today. But, you know, nine times out of 10, it's either dark, gloomy, or raining. And when it does rain, it really puts people off coming out. So
Mm-hmm.
you never really, I still don't have the grasp of numbers of who's going to come out, which
Right.
often me with a lot of overstock, which is, I'm okay to donate to food banks and churches, that's fine, but obviously I'm there for a reason, so that can be sometimes a bit disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest challenge, I suppose, long term, so that's a short term, that's one of the problems. The long term is sort of thinking about the longevity and how is this going to grow, because I want it to grow quite quickly, but there are lots of bakers out there that are doing exactly the same thing that I'm doing, and in some markets there is a wait list of 20 plus bakers just to get a stall or a space in the
Wow.
market. Yeah, so it's I'm on wait lists for lots of different markets in my area, and it's actually been a year that I haven't been able to go to some of them because it's so overprescribed. So it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of, the oversaturation doesn't help, I have to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
so that's definitely a long-term consideration to keep, in the forefront of my mind. But as you know, I do recipe writing for different food companies, and I have my book, so I have my fingers in other pies. It's not just that this stall is the be-all end-all, but it would be nice to see it grow further, and it would be nice to see it in different functions. I mean, I've been very grateful to have corporate orders. So that's
Oh,
the good.
nice.
I addressed the ugly. Now we're going on to the good.
Mm-hmm.
I've had amazing clients such as BP. I mean, huge, really, really huge. Like, I would never have thought. But that came from a lady who was the PA of that company coming to a market stall.
Oh,
There you
amazing.
go. Yeah.
That's great.
So they're just like linking, and I love that. And then you never know who that person is and who that
Mm-hmm.
person would know. So kind of like a snowball effect. That's been lovely to connect to the
Ooh,
community.
you should do the coronation cake.
Coronation
When
cake.
Yeah.
when that happens, you can do it for King William.
I would
Oh.
love to. If you're watching this, give me a call.
I would be very
We would,
surprised
yeah,
if
we
the
would be
royal
shocked.
family is watching this.
Well, I think he has more important things to address right now with the
I
whole
would think
Yeah,
diet
you
so.
would think.
Yes,
scandal.
there's a
You would
lot
think.
going on.
You would
Yes.
think. You would think.
Maybe
Yeah.
they
So,
need gluten-free stuff. Anyway.
yeah.
No, maybe they do. But yeah, I mean, in terms of other considerations, there's a lot that goes on in my mind every single day. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. Sometimes it's really stressful, like
Mhm.
going to bed with lots of different thoughts and different tangents, and having to address different parts of the business. It's not just, as you've already addressed, it's not just the baking. It's not just, I think some people just think like we click our fingers and it's like the baking
All
comes out of
done.
the oven and it's just in the boxes and I'm smiling and giving it to you and please take it for free. No,
Yeah, right?
it's like, I think sometimes that gets me down, the numbers and the very, very sharp kind of margins that I have to adhere to. And yeah, the biggest thing, I'm very open and transparent to say, because if somebody who is watching or listening to this podcast, it's very important for me to give transparent, it's my duty to give a transparent view. Look, it's been one of the most financially difficult time of my life. I don't pay myself anything. I
Mhm.
can't. And in the best part of the last year, I've either broken even or made a loss. It's been very seldom where I've actually made something. So it's been in that consideration sometimes, being, because I really was in a great corporate position, that's the only positive thing I can take from that part of my life, was the money. It was
Yeah.
the money, and it was a lovely cushion. And
Mhm.
now it's literally night and day. It's a 180-degree difference. I'm struggling almost every single day, but
Mhm.
it's my baby.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
my name. Yes, I'm struggling. Yes, I'm poor, but it won't stay like this. I'm sure that with the continued grafting that I'm doing, I'll get to where I want to be. But make no mistake, it's not for the faint-hearted. You have to
Yeah,
be
that's
really
fair.
willing to sacrifice a lot of
Yeah.
personal things, but a lot of yeah. When I made a decision to open the stall, I can't say that I made a calculated risk, because it was just a risk. I was coming
Mm,
the last straw of my life and saying, I'm just going to do it. I wish I had a bit more time to plan.
mhm.
But yeah, in some ways, I was very grateful and lucky because I put some money away for a rainy day, which I used to launch the stall.
Hmm.
So
That's
if
so
you,
good.
yeah, if you are thinking of doing it, please take a more calculated risk than I did. Please
Yeah,
don't
because it
just
was a
come.
true leap of faith for you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't even say it in any other way. All I had was a sheer desire to change my mindset because I knew it was going into a really dark and dangerous place, and I didn't want that for me or for my family because
Hmm.
you know they went through a lot of the upheaval with me,
Hmm.
and I felt it was I had to do something to just change my life,
Yeah.
and I wanted them to see that I can pull myself up and I can get through this, because I think when you go through something like that, you kind of forget the other, not collateral damage, I don't want to say it like that, but the other people that are closest to you, they do go
Hmm.
through it as well.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I think I kind of put them in my mind, and I said I need to do something to shake me out of this funk. And I think because obviously I've been in food for so long now, that was something very positive, and that was
Hmm.
something that was very on my side because I have experience
Hmm.
of baking every
Yes.
day of my
Yes.
life
Yeah.
since I was 13. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
the girl that used to run home from high school to run to watch The Naked Chef, which is Jamie Oliver, his first TV show, or
Yes.
Nigella Dawson, just turning it on and religiously just watching it until 5 o'clock. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Are
meant to
you,
happen.
I think that
Awesome.
you have done exactly what you needed to do for yourself. And I think you should be very proud. We're proud of you and
We're
we're
proud of
cheering
you.
you on. We have been the whole
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Thank you
But
very
yeah,
much.
that's a good advice for people who are thinking, oh, maybe this is something I want to do. And I think that a lot of people who do these little home, half-hearted baking endeavors from their kitchen are thinking
Yeah,
maybe someday I'll get to have that little bakery stall or that little storefront or sell stuff out of my home, as a means of making a living. And it's important to recognize that it's not as easy as it sounds or as lovey-dovey and fun and lighthearted with the music going like la 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 in the background, although there are moments of that, I'm sure.
yeah, absolutely. There's balance with everything, but when you're standing in the pouring rain, or when it's
Mm.
snowing, or when it's
Mhm.
so windy that you think like a Mary Poppins style, you're gonna go up in the sky with your gazebo in your hand. Like, it's been, yeah, literally, there has been moments where I've been holding on for dear life, and
Oh.
yeah, and that's both the physical but also the mental. It's a mental test of strength as well,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
I won't lie, in the depths of winter, when it
Mhm.
was like towards Christmas or at the end of Christmas, a lot of people are away, schools are closed, it's a holiday mode until like what, the first week of January, or middle,
Mhm.
or yeah,
Mhm.
like 10th of January, thereabouts. It's so quiet. It's so
Mhm.
quiet. Is anybody alive? Hello? Like,
Mhm.
it,
Mm.
yeah, when it's very, very quiet, or in the summer holidays, it's there are really testing times, and
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
should not be forgotten at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
So a realistic point of view that it's worth it to follow your dreams, but also
yeah,
recognize it's not all going to be sunshine and rainbows.
No.
yeah. You need to just be very, very consistent with what you have a vision of doing, and you have to show up every single week. It's not it. That's another thing that I've seen in other markets that I've done. So
Hmm.
I do another market, and it's the last Saturday of every month. And you see, every month I see some stalls that are there every single month for the past year, and then you see some stalls, they come sporadically. So they come maybe once, they don't come for 2 months, then they come again for 2 months, or then, like, I really don't suggest anybody to do that
Hmm.
if you're doing it as a full-time thing, because if you're going to have a lack of consistency,
Hmm.
customers can see that, and they see
Yes.
the lack of credibility that you have. They won't come to you even when you are there. So
Mm.
even when you don't want to show up, you have to show up.
Yeah.
So consistency is key, and showing up week after week, regardless of whether it's sunshine and rainbows or if it's torrential downpour or sleet and snow, nothing's stopping you.
Yes.
Just
Nothing, absolutely nothing. And I think another thing to take from that is try not to take it too personally.
Mm.
Business at the end of the day.
100.
Business is business. I mean,
Yeah.
either the customer's going to come or the customer's not going to come. It's not
Mm-hmm.
because they don't like you. It's because either they have got the cash to spend or they don't have the extra cash that week to spend.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to you to do things, trying different methods. I mean, every week, especially in the first 6 months, shall we say, I not only had to play with the quantities to try and get it right, which I'm still learning now, better, but at that point I was really trying to get the quantities, but also the flavors and
Mm-hmm.
what customers want. What is the feedback? And
Yes.
that what all of this boils down to one thing, which is time. Giving your time to this business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's great, great advice. So,
Thank you.
Yes.
marvelous.
Well, what do you think of playing some of this or that?
Yes.
She's been looking forward to it.
Best part. I love it.
You thought maybe because you did it a couple of years ago that we wouldn't necessarily ask you to do it again? Is that what you thought?
No, I was
You're like, no, I need it. All right.
Amazing.
Okay. Ready? Go for it, Christina.
Great. Sweet or savory bakes? What is your perfect?
Bakes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was easy. That was I didn't even finish that one, and she's like, "Sweet, I'm on this."
I mean,
I think you asked me last time we played, and I said something philosophical like my head said savory, but my heart says sweet. But now, having had the stall, sweet, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to stand by your brand, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what's your favorite bake that you do week after, like one of your favorite bakes that you are so proud of?
I get this question from friends and family. It's like asking me to pick my favorite child. I can't.
Exactly.
I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Yes, you can. You know that there is a favorite, right?
Do not tell my children that. You only have one child, Christina,
No,
so you can say that. I have 3.
Oh, okay. Christina, you're safe. You can just.
Yeah, I am safe.
One child. I suppose definitely the brownies, and not just because they won the award, but because they were when I was conceptualizing the stall, the brownies were the very first product I wanted at the stall and that I could actually visualize.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I really love brownies and all the different textures, and I think brownies are fascinating because there are so many different ways you can do them.
Yes.
Like bake them. And even now I'm learning, like, it's not just cakey and fudgy. There's something in the middle, and there's stuffed, and I think they're really fascinating bakes. So yeah, okay, brownies.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
Bakes.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right. Best breakfast, croissant or cinnamon buns?
Cinnamon buns. I hate
Oh, yeah. You hate croissants.
You don't like croissants?
No. Well, you can have a cinnamon bun. It's up to
Okay.
Look, I'm Persian, Turkish, like cinnamon everything.
Yeah,
okay.
Fair. Okay.
That is fair.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Totally.
Do you make cinnamon buns?
Well, I've still been when it comes to buns and kind of bread, I'm not really dabbling into that because of the gluten-free sort of. It's a bit difficult to get it to that.
Very hard.
Soft but I'm playing with it. I'm recipe testing with it.
Okay.
So watch
Good.
Good.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Okay, next one. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate. My God.
I feel like I knew what that answer was going to be.
Yeah. Great.
Always.
Chocolate all the way.
And are you like a dark chocolate kind of gal? Milk chocolate, white chocolate? Do you consider white chocolate?
I do. No, first of all, I do because there's really good white chocolate out there. I do really like milk chocolate. I think somewhere in between. I like dark milk, like 54%.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, there
way
you go.
to ride the middle there.
Yeah.
All right. Strawberries, blueberries, or raspberries?
Raspberries, because of the texture.
Yes.
I love raspberries.
Be
We
cute.
used to have a raspberry bush behind our house, behind our garage. We had rhubarb and raspberries. And I
Love it.
just remember going out there as a kid and popping off the raspberry and putting my
Yep.
tongue right in the middle of it. And oh man, every time I have raspberries now, I'm like, oh yeah, it brings me back.
Love it.
I know. I could eat a whole package of them in like one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So,
was
so
an
good.
easy one. Very
And so
good.
nice in baking too.
Ah,
Yes.
All
it can
right.
pair with so many things too.
Mhm,
Mm-hmm.
mhm. All right. Macaron or choux pastry?
Macaron.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, that the gluten-free part of it, or
Mm.
Yes, gluten-free part of it, and also I feel that you can do so many different flavor combinations as opposed to
Mhm.
the choux pastry. Also, the choux pastry, it gets very stale very quickly. A lot more
Yes.
effort, I would
There.
say, because of the way you do the dough with the egg yolks and the piping and no macaron. I know that macaron is hard too. I know it's hard too, but you get more yield out of your batch.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. Yeah.
Okay, so are we talking only about baking or are you talking about eating?
both,
Okay.
both,
Okay.
yeah, both.
Ugh, yuck. Sorry, not yuck. Macarons are not yuck. I
You
just,
just said yuck.
You haven't
yeah,
had
but
a
I
good
didn't
one.
mean,
You
well,
haven't
because
had a good one.
I have. Christina makes very good macarons, and I
Oh,
enjoy Christina's macarons. So I have
well,
to
thank
say
you.
that. But if I had to choose, yeah, and it's not about me, it's about you, Nikki. But if I had to choose choux pastry all the way.
Fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. But you're
Okay.
right
Next
though.
question
Shoe
for me.
shoe
No.
doesn't last shoe doesn't last as long, right? Like when you bake it, where macarons you can yeah, you
Yeah,
can
but you
keep
can
them in your
fill them.
fridge for weeks
You
and
can
they'll
put
still be fine.
cream puffs filled with cream in your freezer and just
Yes.
grab one
Yeah.
for
And then
weeks on end, and they're just so delicious.
yeah. You
Yum,
could
yum,
do those
yum.
with macaron too. You could
Okay,
stick them in
well,
your
but that's
freezer.
way
I
too
actually
sweet.
quite like them when they're still a
Too
little
sweet.
frozen.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean,
So good.
Oh,
I can imagine that texture would be nice.
Yeah.
that
Yes.
bite.
So good.
All right. Blondies or brownies?
Brownies.
I
Yeah.
Brownies.
mean, we already discussed this.
Although you
So
do
much
have
of
that fabulous blondie recipe in your Nikki Bakes book
Yes.
as well, which
White
is
chocolate.
fabulous
Yeah.
with the white
That's the only
chocolate and pardon?
the berry. That's the only exception that I would actually choose a blondie is in the book white chocolate triple berry.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so good.
mm,
Yeah, they were delicious.
Thank you.
it's your turn.
It's mine. Sorry. Apron, apron or no apron?
Apron,
Yeah,
100%.
100%
I'm
apron.
too messy.
Do you have a big apron collection or do you have
No,
your
not
favorite?
really, actually.
No.
No. I have just a set aprons because otherwise I did used to have a big collection, but now I'm quite strict with just having one or two because my kitchen's quite small. So
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's hard to wear an apron when you've got your house coat on.
Yes.
I mean,
Here we go.
all right, early morning or late night baking?
Early morning, 100%. That's
Mhm.
when I'm an early bird person. I don't do late nights. Can't do it. It's too stressful. Everything goes wrong. Raw batter everywhere. It has to be early morning. Then I can get on
It
with my
doesn't
day.
sound productive.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
What time do you
Yeah.
go to bed?
Around 11, 10, 11.
Okay.
Okay, so
Even on Saturdays?
Uh, yeah, it might be a bit early on Saturdays.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you're up at like 4 o'clock in the
Four.
morning. What a commitment to be up that early to get everything all done and finalized. And
Gotta
yeah,
do it.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
fair enough. All right. When it comes to customers at the market stall, do you prefer grab and go customers or those that sit around and chat?
I think you have to have a combination of both. And I say that because if you have someone that's just staying there the whole time, it detracts away
Mm,
from the other customers who don't feel that you can put your time. Because I'm only one person.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
it has to be a balance of both. So unfortunately, I can't choose one. It has to be both. I
Okay.
need both.
All right, it's a Larry answer.
That is a
She
Larry
did a
answer.
Larry on that
Yep.
one.
Yep.
But you know what?
You've been
It's
so
true.
good with all the other ones, so we will let this one slide.
Thank
But
thank
you know
you.
what? She was still decisive,
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
That's what's important.
Des-
You know what you
Decisively
like.
undecisive.
I really wish that we had some kind of really disgusting baking combination that we could say this or that so that we could pretend to be on a radio show. Um, but our last question is market stall or opening a bakery one day, like a brick and mortar.
I think market stall at this period of time, and I say that because I think it needs to just grow a little bit more before I see a vision. Because doing that is a really, really big commitment. It's a
Yes.
huge
100%.
overarching life commitment, life-changing decision. So
Yeah.
right now, market stall.
Yeah.
Market stall.
Is that kind of the future of NikiBakes that you would love to see though? Having a brick and mortar one
I
time
wouldn't say
or
no.
at
I
some
wouldn't
point?
say no. At
Okay.
some point, but I wouldn't say it's something immediate. But yeah, I welcome it. If it
Yeah.
happens, it happens. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and this is giving you such good experience with, like you said, the margins, the um, quantities, learning how to deal with customers,
Mhm.
knowing how to
Exactly.
pay yourself first, which is very,
Yes.
very important, you know?
Knowing the value of the work that you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you
Oh,
for
of
seeing me
course.
all the time, seeing me for who I am, and for having this chat. I love you both.
100%. We love you
Yeah.
too.
We really do appreciate you and what you do and all the support you give us as well. It's just so wonderful.
Comes
Wonderful
easy.
knowing you.
Same here. I love you both very, very much. And
Oh,
thank you for this opportunity to be able to
of
talk. And I
course.
hope I've helped somebody else out there who's thinking of opening a store.
I'm sure you have. Before you go, we're not going to ask you for a baking scrap, but we have a little new segment called
Okay.
Baker's Confessions.
Okay.
hmm So, what is the bake everyone loves, but you secretly don't enjoy making it?
Banana bread. I don't like it.
Oh,
Banana bread.
No, I don't like it.
what don't
I'm
you
sorry.
like about making it?
I just don't like the texture of the banana when it's really ripe.
Oh,
You know what? That's actually, I think banana bread is one of those things, like, although it's like a huge favorite for a lot of people, there are those people that kind of look at it and go, oh, I can't do that. And I think it's that banana texture, that soft mush,
I
yeah.
love it when it's frozen and you just take them out and let them defrost, and then you can just like break off the top and it goes bloop out of.
Oh, that is gross though. You have to
It's
admit,
so disgusting, but it's so easy.
I
Yeah,
don't,
I
I
think
don't like
just-
having,
I don't know. But I don't mind the finished product. I
Mhm.
have to be in a banana mood to actually have banana. I can be in a brownie mood 24/7, 365 a day. You know, like that's not a problem. But I have to be in a banana mood to
I
have
love
banana.
this.
Yeah, banana mood.
Banana mood.
So you've given me so many different title ideas for this episode.
I love it.
In a banana mood.
Oh, too fun. Too fun.
And
So,
I think Christina has one last
yeah, and here's
question.
another baker confession. What is a baking rule that you quietly oh, can I speak? No.
No.
What day is it today? It's Wednesday, right?
Yes, it's
Wednesday.
hump
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
You
it's
can
hump
do
day.
it.
I'm
Get
sorry.
over
Okay.
it.
A baking rule that you quietly break all the time.
Baking times, because it's already in my brain that it's, for example, 25 minutes, and I forget to set the timer. I never set the timer now because I'm doing it all the time. I'm baking consistently all the time. I just don't even have yeah, I am. So unfortunately, I break that rule.
Oh,
So
so what if you get distracted and you
I don't,
overthink?
because I'm constantly baking the next batter for the next cake. I have
You're
it
like
production
hyper,
line.
you're
Yeah.
good.
You'll smell it and be
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's
time to
true.
check it. And then
That's
yeah.
it. And no one can
Smelling.
talk to me at all for that period
Mhm.
of time. Phone's on silent. Literally, if the house is burning down, I'm burning down with you. Sorry, that's a bit morbid to end, but it's true.
That
Let's
actually,
not do that.
that actually
Don't do that.
Yeah, but that actually takes me back to the best baking disaster story that we've ever heard on Baking Scraps. When you remember when you were like young at home all alone and you were baking, I can't remember what you were baking.
Tell
but
us it
story.
again for those
So
who
good.
did not hear it the first time round. The microwave story.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Oh yeah. That was the best.
I don't have enough battery on my iPad to tell you the story, so I'm sorry.
Oh, so you have to
What
go
could
back,
be the
everyone.
story? if you want to hear the story, you can go back to the first episode. I'm not repeating it because it's far too embarrassing. And B, I'm on
It's
consent. Sorry.
oh no. I think it is like one of the best baking disaster stories that we've actually ever
Okay,
had on Baking Scraps, number
it's a
one. And I
cliffhanger.
think the fact that you still are so passionate about baking speaks volumes for how wonderful you are and how talented you are, and the fact that this is now your life's work is so very cool. No,
Yes, it's very
honestly,
impressive.
it is so good. And that your parents let you bake after that.
I know.
That's the most impressive part as a parent.
Yes.
That's all good.
Link at this stage, please, to the first
We
Okay.
episode.
we definitely should. Oh my goodness, it was the best story ever, honestly. So
Hmm.
good.
We will leave it at that cliffhanger. And then we will say thank you so much for coming and joining us today, Nikki. It was so much fun seeing you and chatting and catching up on
Okay.
how your life has been the last little while. Because yeah, we've been rooting for you all along, and I'm super
Thank
excited to
you.
see where you're at.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. It's like talking
And
to my sisters. Thank
I
you.
know.
oh, and
Isn't it
happy
fun?
to and happy so happy to hear that you're in such a good spot right now, and you've
Yeah.
overcome such adversity, and it's so wonderful to see where you're at and that you're thriving, and we continue to cheer you on and hope the very best for you as you move forward with your bakery stall.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies.
You're
Cool.
Mwah.
so welcome.
Cool.
Thank you. Mwah. Okay, do the heart thing again. There we
Yeah.
go.
Oh no. Yeah. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, no, it worked. I don't know why I even bothered doing it this way. Trying to pretend I'm younger than I am.
I remember that thing that you used to do like this.
Oh god, I can't do that. I can't do that. No, no, no. That's gonna give me a nightmare. No, sorry, Christine.
It's
No.
Okay. All right. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye.
See you, Nikki.
Bye.
Bye.
Darn it, she did not want to tell the microwave story.
I know. Okay, well, this is good. It's a good segue to actually have people listen to our first conversation with her a few years ago.
Yeah.
It is definitely worth checking it out because it is
Yes.
honestly, I don't think I'm overselling it when I say it's one of the best baking disaster stories we've ever heard on
Oh
Baking
yeah.
Scraps.
Yeah. The visuals that I get just from hearing that story, I'm like, oh
Oh,
man.
I know. And she was not fibbing when she said she was running low on power because after we disconnected or ended our chat with her, she stayed on a couple of minutes extra, and basically we pretty much lost her
Yeah, she said
her
she was
feed.
at 3%.
Yeah.
So she was not just trying to get away without telling the story.
No.
Although I
No.
really don't think she
I
wanted.
don't think she wanted to. But seriously, so good, so
Yeah.
funny. So
So
freaking
run
hilarious.
back. We will include the link so that you can find that one. And I think now Spotify or different streaming services and even YouTube, they divide it by chapters. The
Eh?
AI is doing that now. So I don't know if it'll go back and do the older ones, but that would be kind of cool because then, I mean, obviously we want you to watch the whole episode, but it'd be a little easier to find this particular
Yeah.
story.
Just go
Yeah.
through. Yeah.
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 What a
But so
fun
funny.
chat. And
Oh,
what a brave leap she took.
100%.
Scary,
No
eh?
kidding
Yeah.
to quit her full-time job and take that leap of faith
Hmm.
to start this bakery business that had
Yeah.
been, I think, in her mind it had been
Germinating.
and exactly. I think she'd been wanting this and manifesting it for so very long. And
Yeah.
to finally do that and rise up from the ashes as she did to so inspiring.
Yeah.
And hopefully it inspires some of you out there
Hmm.
to maybe take that leap of faith as well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Nikki is well, she's always been very gracious. So I'm sure if you had more questions, you could reach out to her and she would
Hmm.
definitely share all of her knowledge with you
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So
NikiBakes UK on Instagram. And she is lovely. Just a
uh,
lovely, lovely person. So
so
thank you
lucky
for
to meet her.
joining us. Yeah. Oh,
Yes,
we
thank
are.
you.
Well, she reached out to us. She was the one initially who was like, "Hey, you guys, I think you really got something here."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
And we're
So
like,
kind.
"Well, thank goodness you believe in us." So nice.
She's so kind.
Yeah, she is. I'm
Oh,
so glad we've connected.
yes, same here. Thank
And
you.
I yeah, thank you.
Thank
Who
you,
are we thanking?
Nikki.
Oh, thank you, Nikki.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Nikki. Thank you
Thank
to the
you
baking community. Thank you to Great Canadian Baking Show
for
for,
bringing us
really
together.
bringing us
Yeah,
all together.
it's
And
true.
yeah,
True.
all of
Thank
it.
you.
We're grateful.
Yeah, we are. As we reiterate time and time again, but it's
Mhm.
always good to remember. And also, I really liked what she was saying about it. It reminds me of what Vincent says. It's just cake, right?
Yeah.
That the whole thing that where she was like, it's just cake. It's not life or death, you know? But then the other side of it that you brought up, which is, yeah, maybe it is seems like it's just cake in saying, well, you don't have to worry about it too much or stress about it too much, but look at what it can do to bring into other people's lives. Like the little bit of extra joy that you get from just cake is pretty
Yep.
awesome to me.
It's
I
more
love
than
it.
just cake.
It is more than just
It's
cake.
more than just cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
It's
really is.
love,
Love,
kindness, it's joy.
love, love at 350 degrees.
There you go.
Yeah,
Or 325, depending on what cake you're making.
that's correct. And on that note, happy baking, everyone.
Happy baking, everyone. Take care.